Confidence is actually, I believe, what allowed me to start Street Cred. I acted from my gut. I just did it. And ironically, I think it was after I learned that I wasn't necessarily supposed to do those things that I started to doubt myself. So I think what it's taken is for me to get back to listening to that gut feeling.
That's Lucy. She's a pediatrician and a TED Fellow. And she's talking about the nonprofit she founded called Street Cred, which brings financial resources to patient waiting rooms. With Lucy at the helm, Street Cred has helped return $5.3 million to low-income families. But that doesn't mean that her leadership has come without challenges. I'm Shoha Murat, and I'm the director of the TED Fellows program. I got to speak with Lucy about her experiences with success and confidence.
When I became a pediatrician, it made me think more deeply about the health problems I was seeing. The treatments we were giving people did not work. They might help temporarily, but they kept coming back for the same problems. And from listening to my patients, I saw that money and finance was really one root cause of a lot of these problems. There is really good evidence, both that people with less money have worse health and are more likely to die. But it's not just how much money you have, it's also how much financial stress you feel.
Mm-hmm.
I remember growing up feeling really worried about money. I felt that stress, and it changed how I made decisions, how confident I felt, kind of how I looked at the world.
I can imagine that that had a huge impact, not just on your childhood, but your outlook now. How do you think about confidence now?
I think confidence is something that requires a lot of inner centering, understanding in your gut how you feel. I mean, to this day, men come up and tell me all these different ways they think I should be running this. There's this assumption in their voice that I don't know what I'm doing and they need to teach me. I, was making decisions more cerebrally, like, well, what would the person who really belongs here be doing in this situation? And I think when you start doing that, you're not yourself.
Mm-hmm. Things like doubting your own leadership, ignoring your instincts, I think that kind of imposter syndrome occurs for many, if not all of us.
Yeah. Imposter syndrome is real. And honestly, I think almost everyone I know experiences it. To some extent, I still experience it today. People ask me about Street Cred, and I often, without meaning to, find myself discounting it. Like, oh, well, we do taxes sometimes. I do have a more quick reflex now to think in my gut, this person has no idea what they're telling me how to do X, Y, and Z, and they don't know that I've already done X, Y, and Z. And they didn't even stop to ask, have you done X, Y, and Z?
Mm-hmm. I think that takes practice. Right?
Yes, definitely.
Confidence can take practice.
The term flow comes to mind. I danced a lot growing up. When something was choreographed and it became muscle memory, we would practice it for hours and hours and hours. And then it just became a part of me. I would just perform. I'm acting in a way that I know is right, that no part of me doubts, without even thinking about it. And that, to me, is kind of how it feels to be confident, because it is muscle memory. It's a reflex.
Dove Advanced Care Antiperspirant knows that the journey to success and confidence is a long one. So they're here to help give you a boost along the way. Their new formula with natural oil leaves underarms feeling healthy and protected, and you more confident and carefree. Don't let underarm worries or self-doubt hold you back. Head to TED.com/Dove. That's TED.com/DOVE to learn more about women like Lucy who are finding their own pathways towards confidence.